What's going on, everybody? Today we are talking about CJ looking every bit as 40 plus than he actually does Pearson. Now remember, I had told y'all that I believe that MAGA looks and operates like a cult. If anybody had any doubt about it before when I said it, I direct you to this commentary. So CJ Pearson posted this up, and really this is coming off of the cusp of the whole Elon Musk wanting to do a new separate party separate from the Republican Party. They're going to call it the American Party or something like that, which is contradictory in itself because Elon is not even American. He is South African. So that in itself is already goofy, but that's another story for another day. But CJ Pearson decided today, I'm going to put on my tap shoes, I'm going to put on my top hat and dance like I'm the Peanuts mascot. Because he made this tweet right here that I guess he thought was going somewhere, but it really didn't go far at all. I don't even think it left the starting line. Where he says the only pro-American party is Donald Trump's Republican Party. Period. End of discussion. Now, this dude right here may have said only just a little bit, but he said a lot of BS at the same time. He says the only pro-American party is Donald Trump's Republican Party, and notice he put Republican Party in all caps. But the thing is, he said Donald Trump's Republican Party as if what Donald Trump has going on right now is completely separate and divorced from what the actual Republican Party is. CJ Pearson has basically, and he probably doesn't even realize that he did it, has literally confirmed that MAGA and the actual Republican Party are two different things. And he says Donald Trump's Republican Party, basically saying that he's basically putting Donald Trump above the party. That's where he basically saying there's Donald Trump and MAGA, then there's the Republican Party, and then there's everybody else. So it causes, for those who can't think for themselves, a lot of confusion. You'll probably be thinking like it's literally separate factions. Like you have MAGA, now you have this person, right? This CJ Pearson talking about Donald Trump's Republican Party. Then you have the conservatives. Then you have the Republican Party. Like they're all spread out in different things, and they're not at all, not even remotely close to being on the same page. But he put this out there and he thought he was doing something, but again, he wasn't doing anything at all. Now, there was some people under the post that was kind of agreeing with him, and I say kind of because they weren't completely on board with what he was saying. But man, oh man, were there some people that heavily and wholeheartedly disagreed with them, and we're going to go over some of those posts right now. This person right here said, why even hold elections then? Just give it to the next Republican candidate, since that's the American way. What you're implying is to get rid of democracy. You should probably move to a monarchy or dictatorship with similar ideals. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the ops. And that's exactly what it's coming off like, because the way that CJ puts it, and you can tell that CJ goes off of emotion, like he doesn't think logically, but then again, a lot of those people over there don't think. You know, they go off of emotions and lack of morals. And he didn't think that through at all. He just put that out there because, again, he has to kiss the derriere of the person he thinks is going to give him some kind of a leg up or a pat on the head or a handshake or whatever the case may be. Again, CJ Pearson has been an issue ever since he was a kid. When we first learned about him, we said he's going to be a problem. He disappeared for a little bit and we thought we was done with him, and then he reemerges and he still does this. He runs for a particular position and he loses, and he tries to run again and he still loses. Then he tries to do something else. Now I think he has some kind of a job that was probably given to him out of pity. God knows what the job entails. He probably doesn't know what it is. He probably has to be like that one person that was appointed by Trump that didn't know what the job was and he had to Google it. So yeah, CJ again acting off of pure emotion and not thinking things through or logically. We have this person right here who says Donald Trump is not in charge of the Republican Party, and then they put some laughing emojis. And that's the thing. That's very true. But people like CJ, they don't believe that. Like, you can't tell them any different. That's why people have been calling MAGA a cult for so long. What he posted comes off very cultish like, and no one can tell me any different. Because the thing is, Donald Trump has handlers, but let them tell it. He is the leader. He is the king. He is the almighty and all this, that, and the third. Remember that crap that Omarosa said a few years ago, saying that when Trump gets in office, we're going to all bow down and kiss the ring? Yeah, I will never. That's when I think I knew then that MAGA was a cult. I just didn't see it all the way through, but I see it very clear now. Straight to the point, shut up, bitch. I mean, I don't have to say much more to that. Something I've already made established, and this person right here said the same thing. He says, you're in a cult, kid. And it's funny because CJ Pearson, while he is a grown man and he looks like an old man, he still has a very childlike mentality. Like, he still has the mentality of how he was when we first got exposed to him when he was like 12 years old. He still talks like a child. He still acts as such. But like I've always said, age does not define maturity. And how he talks and how he acts, and even with what he posted, definitely comes off as someone who is not yet matured yet. Someone who's probably still operating very smooth brain, like I would even dare say. This person said, period, end of discussion. Not allowing any disagreements or discourse pretty much sums up the tyrannical government you're talking about. Thanks for making it more obvious for people to see. And that's basically, they're basically quoting the end of what CJ said when he said, period, end of discussion. Like, there's no if, ands, or but about what I said. What I said goes. I said what I said. And if he was a PC individual like he probably wishes he was, this would be the typical I'm white and I say so. And that's not good line of thinking. Again, that's why I said CJ didn't think before he made that post. As a matter of fact, I will argue that CJ doesn't think about anything that he posts, because he posts with impulse or lack of impulse, just on impulse, with lack of control. This person said, this is completely un-American point of view. I'm tired of seeing crap like this. See, and some of these people that are responding to CJ are PC themselves, and even they're sick of it, honestly, because I believe MAGA has run its course. And like KG has said time and time again, when November the 3rd of 2026 comes, even though I wish that it could be of this year, but like I said, patience is a virtue, it's going to dissolve. MAGA is going to dissolve. It's going to fall and melt like a house of cards. And I don't think many people, especially of all CJ Pearson, is ready for that downfall, but they better get prepared. I think right now they're just in panic mode. Another straight to the point type of post, someone just said that's a lie, which it pretty much is. But you can't tell people like CJ Pearson that, again, he's another one of those people that will believe, not so much, well, they will believe, but they think that they're the smartest person in the room, and that's another type of person you can't deal with. Like, they're a lost cause. And here you have my post. Yes, of course, I got a hold of his post and I made a response to it. I said, you're still not invited to the club. He still thinks that he's in. Him and Tiny Terry and all the rest of them think that they are in the club somehow. But I'm not surprised by this, because you remember, I did a joint bed bucking video on both of them a while ago, where they were basically doing the whole bow down and kiss the ring type of thing that Omarosa talked about in Trump's first term. And they were doing that. So I'm not surprised that CJ posted something like this, because this is all they have. They don't have anything else going for them outside of MAGA. So they have to hold on to this and ride the MAGA wave, or as Tiny Terry calls it, the train, until the wheels fall off. And even then, they might try to ride on the rim. This person said, these ass kissers are out in full force today, because, you know, by the way, when I'm recording this video, this is coming straight off of the whole Epstein thing, so they're trying to play damage control with that too. They saying, please daddy, yes daddy, more kissy kissies than Trump gets from Melania. Hey, from the looks of it, I wouldn't be surprised. Remember that time she snatched her hand away when he tried to grab it? Yeah. If she's snatching her hand away like that, I can only imagine she's pulling her face away when he's trying to even just give her a peck on the cheek, let alone the lips. And we got this one last comment right here. Shout out to Andre Curtis. I think this is definitely a person that follows me on Twitter. They said, shut your buck dancing coon ass up. Trump's racist ass will never give you a seat at the table. I mean, that's flat out. He won't. And the thing is, people like him and Tiny Terry and the rest of that ilk think that. But if you look at, for those who are on Twitter, if you look at the posts that they've been making and how people have been clapping back at them recently, it's like, how can y'all continue to post stuff like that online and think that you're going to have a seat at the table? Y'all won't even have a doggy bowl. They won't even put a dog bowl near the table for you to sip, let alone eat out of. But you think somehow you're going to be... Like I said, I could not do this. I just could not do it. It's just no way possible that will be working in my favor whatsoever for me to get out there and buck dance as hard as they do. It is just the weirdest thing. But all in all, CJ Pearson thinks that he has a win with a post like this, and he really doesn't. Because you gotta remember, at the end of the day, Trump only has 4 years. When 2028 gets here, he's done. He can't be president again. It's over. And the thing about it is, I have the strongest inkling that MAGA will be over before his presidency is done. And I am crossing my fingers and toes on that day to arrive. That is probably going to be one of the biggest wake-up calls in wake-up call history. The day that the House of MAGA finally crumbles to a rubble. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.